Different breed over there, for sure.
That's right, 100%.
So let's talk about this market and where we're at right now. So do you feel like this is an unhealthy market, or do you think it's a stable market? Because I think people are like, I feel it's unhealthy. What do you feel?
I think stable and unhealthy, I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. I don't think it's healthy how much prices have inflated. Absolutely not. And I think a lot of it has to do with the government pumping money into our economy. And I think anytime you have the government kind of meddling with economic infrastructure in cities, then it's not a healthy thing, because that's really not sustainable, number one. And number two, it's going to require more government intervention later on down the road. I don't think it's going to be a situation where it's going to, do the same thing that we saw back in the day. I think it's definitely going to be a little bit different. I would hope that we have learned from our mistakes from back then. And so either number one, we won't repeat them again. And number two, we'll know what to do when those red flags start popping up. You know what I'm saying?
Bitcoin fixes that,
right? So you're in the commercial sector, right? So let's talk a little bit about the commercial sector. Sure. So, is there opportunity buying into commercial buildings right now, or just retail, like retail style buildings, things like that? Are you into that type of investing?
There's always opportunities to buy into those things. They're definitely in high demand. We had some really, really great opportunities, I would say probably a year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
But now definitely prices are going up. Typically what happens is the residential market kind of leads, and then the commercial markets follows whatever's happening there. So there are definitely some opportunities, not as many as there were before. We obviously have a high demand right now for companies looking for space. We're seeing a lot of construction around the valley for different strip malls and different things like that. We have the Uncommons coming up. We got the Bend coming up over in the southwest.
Plus, we've structured our economy to be a little more spread out, instead of just casinos and just getting diversified. Yeah,
it's a lot more diverse.
So do you also do commercial?
That's what I meant.
You do.
So primarily we do commercial leasing.
So let me ask you this, because I have a client.
Sure.
She's been looking. She has a high-end boutique from Europe that she wants to bring over here.
Yeah.
She asked this, I won't say the space in Henderson where the Cheesecake Factory is.
The district.
Yep, whatever.
Did I say that? Whoops.
I'll say it.
Freudian
This
slip.
space, she really wanted the space. It's been vacant for a year, pandemic stuff. We approached them, and they don't want her type of store. What the F?
You know what?
We're seeing a lot of that.
That's a little bit
that sounds like Madison, Middleton, Wisconsin. Yeah. Same thing. My buddy has a cigar store that they're going to bring in, and it's a huge space that's sitting there vacant for 3 years, and they're like, we don't want that kind of business here. They would rather lose money.
They'd rather lose money. Is that right?
Well, I think because there is such a higher demand for businesses coming into our valley. I have a mobile store that is trying to open, and it's actually a national brand that maybe some people might know, and they're not as big as the Sprints and Verizons and things like that, but we've gone to a couple of the different major developments that are coming up, and they're like, oh, it's not high end enough, or it's not this, or it doesn't fit in what they're doing. And right now these developments really have the opportunity and the option
to pick and choose what they want.
And choose, yeah.
I get it. They have it on their side. So.
Yeah. And if you look maybe 5-6 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. It would have been absolutely. You got money, you got a pulse, move on it.